Yes, yes, hello, hello. Yes, monitoring the chat and just being blown away. Oh my gosh, I've got to read my notes because I couldn't put them in the chat. But first, I want to introduce Doris Davenport. Doris is part of the Georgia Poetry Society, and she got through the maze, and she is here. Welcome, Doris. I wanted to ask you, did you have something that you wanted to share? I know we shared earlier this morning at the quarterly meeting. Do you have anything you want to share before I do my notes and we get into discussion?
Oh, wow. Thank you, Lucinda. Thank you, everybody. I have to tell you that I'm very grateful for this event, although it is my 4th today. So I'm very, very, very full. Do you remember when we used to get drunk, like Ripple and stuff like that? You reach a point where you're feeling real good. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna lay down now, okay? I'm gonna just lay down, you know? You ain't quite pissy drunk, but you will be in a minute. I feel like I'm just drunk off poetry. And Judy Juanita, oh, are your poems in that book?
We're gonna get to the book, Doris.
Okay, because you know how I am. I'm like, where's the book? Where's the book? Where's the book?
Yes,
So
yes.
anyway, I'm very glad to be here. I have a silly poem I'd like to share with you just for the fun of it, okay? So I'll share that with you. Very deliberately silly. And as I open it up again, I will just wish you all happy National Poetry Month. Happy 420 day and month and week, if you know what that is. And of course, happy Earth Week. I like to write poetry to just enjoy it. So this is an ongoing random interview with and from the universe. And everything I do lately is dedicated to saving and healing energy for Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner, her name, say her name. First, the interview asks a question, and I answer, yes. I would like to see an African werewolf shapeshifter and have it speak to me and then go on about its business. But thank you for that question. Now, question for you. Do you have a to-do list? Does the universe have a version of sticky notes, sound activated apps like this? Remember, move those stars around on Saturday, mix up some spectacular stardust, keep those 5 moons moving around that star called Earth, but allow just one to be seen because human life forms are limited, fragile. They would freak out if they knew they could have 2 or more moons. Okay. Does the universe ever have a time out? Eldon, does it have a vacation? Is it misgendered or ungendered? Do it dream? Thank you.
Thank you, Doris. Thank you. Because I know, like you said, we've been reading since what, 9:30?
Nonstop.
This
Thank
morning.
you. Thank you for letting me share a little silliness.
Yeah. Well, Kim, because I know that we had talked about the transitioning. When we first put this together as the Poetry Matters Project, we were going to feature Quincy Troop, only one of the authors who are part of this anthology. And Quincy had a conflict, and I have a poem that's going to address this, but Kim, as usual, we made the call. You made the calls, and we are here, and we are actually paying tribute to all of the as many more poets from Black Fire this time. I had a chance to do a session with Heather, the publisher, and as I listened to you all read today, I actually feel kind of choked up, and I have a couple of comments that I want to make for each one of your readings. I want to start with Mega because I'm looking at my screen. Mega won our poetry contest like what, two years ago, and the sister has been on fire ever since. And I am just thrilled to see you here today, and just thank you for coming out. I know that it is just the beginning for you. So when you get where we are, I don't know. You know, you're already have your poems going to the moon. I mean, you didn't mention that. So there's you just got it going on. I'm just happy to see you. The next person, Alden, Gil, 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 Gil. I am of the time of Gil Scott Heron. Thank you, my brother, for sharing that and all that you do to keep us abreast of what's going on in the poetry world. Tony, excuse me, Professor Bolden. I remember Professor Bolden back at the Dillard days. We actually attended the same university at the same time. And I am just over the moon to see all that you've accomplished and to hear you read today. I'm just, the blessings just continue. Tureeda, you mentioned in your poem, Move. I graduated from Tulane University to the day that Move, Mayor Wilson Good took down Move. When you mentioned that in your poem, it was so powerful. It actually shook because I remember when we heard about it after I had crossed the stage and I was trying to decide whether or not I was going to go back to Philadelphia. The context in which it was referenced, I still get goosebumps. So thank you so much for that. Sister Judy Juanita, oh my, I'm gonna say OMG. This is what Leah would say if she was on the call. We received a copy of your poem, Lizzo.
Right.
When I read it, I was like, wait a minute, hold on now. Well, is this gonna be, are we gonna read this here? It was so powerful in the reading of it. But then I was like, now, if we have, all we need is one small child here on, listening, and then we would all be, I don't know, Black Fire would probably have a different headline tomorrow. But my sister, what you read in lieu of that power, thank you so much. I'm just, in all the readings that I've done, everything I've done for Poetry Month, this gathering here is gonna move people. And I'm just so thankful. A couple of things, because Doris has been in the chat going, where's the book? Where's the book? Here's the book. Here's the book, Doris, here it is. Every poet who has read today is in this book and some. And when you go through it's beautifully written. Kim, you did an excellent job with the editing. And so this is why this collaboration is happening today through the Poetry Matters Project, because I think that the more people we can, the more audiences we can expose to the poets here, the better. And so I had a couple of other questions as I was reading it, but now that I've heard you all read, Kim kept saying, oh, they're awesome, they're awesome. I was just like, I'm just, kind of thunderstruck here. But what we're gonna do, the publisher, Heather, has agreed to give away free copies to individuals who actually follow up after they listen to this presentation and send us their emails. So if you've got someone in mind who'd like to see gifted a copy, have them forward their email, because this is gonna run in the Facebook and I think in the YouTube once we get everything coordinated.
I want to just say that also is 50% off of this anthology with the passcode being or the password being New Orleans in caps, and that's 50% off till April 30th. We want the average person to hear these beautiful poets. I mean, I can't tell you. I am so proud of every single poet in this book. And when I hear people like Ishmael Reed say that this book is beyond what Black Fire or the New Negro, and I think he says that because we really tried to create the idea of Black Fire this time. What would Black Fire look like in a world that we live in? It would really represent the LGBTQ community. It would represent women so strongly. It would represent different viewpoints. And it would also show the voices that are the allies that they may not be African American, but they are so entrenched
Mhm.
in African American culture and the literature that you just want to show those strong voices. And yet it would also have people like Nikki Giovanni and Sonia Sanchez, you
Yeah.
know, and Eugene Redmond and Dr. Doris Derby. Would have those people who are right in the trenches. And so, and to have someone like you who is doing so much work to educate the public on poetry is a gift. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I want to. I am a poet sometimes when I'm not a publisher and a promoter. And after listening to you all read, I want to share a poem that I have written that I think it may not have the power that you all have exemplified here, but I want to share what it's meant to me. And it's titled "Chances Are." Is it a gift that once given cannot be taken back? Or is it an opportunity? I believe a chance is an opportunity, the goal, a lesson. For a person who gives someone a chance, is learning to trust. The receiver is learning humility. Outcome. The giver learns if the gift was accepted as intended. The receiver must show that it was. Why? Chances, like gifts, may come once in a lifetime for both giver and receiver. At the end, as in the beginning, expectations are everything. That is what you all, Kim, that is what you have given to the world, to me, to each other. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. If we have a couple of minutes, could you read a couple of lines from Lucinda? Lucinda, could you read a couple of lines from Mona Lisa Saloy's poem? We're in New Orleans, supposedly. So we are in New Orleans. This is happening in New Orleans, and Lucinda is the poet laureate for New Orleans. And I was
Mona's the poet.
yeah. No,
Oh.
see, we never know what's going to happen. I meant Mona Lisa, but who knows? That might be your future. But yes, Mona Lisa is a poet laureate for New Orleans, and she loves this book so much that I just want to honor her and New Orleans and Louisiana and all of you.
Yeah. While I'm pulling it up, Kim, tell them what we did down there.
Oh my God. I've known Lucinda probably for about 25 years or maybe 30 years. She used to live in the Bay Area. I believe she came here after Katrina to stay a bit. And she invited me to do a Black Arts Movement conference at Dillard University, an incredible HBCU. And so I got everyone together. Alden was there, and just a wonderful, great group of people. And people came as far away as the Arab Emirates, and just all over the world. They came to hear about the Black Arts Movement. We were very, very lucky. And that was in 2016. Skip Gates, Harvard Hutchins Center put up about $30,000, and we were flying to the moon, talking about and spreading so much joy with regard to Black literature.
Mm-hmm.
Thrilled.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for putting up Bolden. Thank you for putting up Mona Lisa's site. Very, very appreciative of that.
Okay. So do you still want me to just do a few lines here?
Yes, please, so they can see the beauty of her poetry.
Okay, I hope I'm doing you justice here, Mona Lisa. The poem that I've selected, which is here in Blackfire this time, is titled Seventh Ward, Daily Fare for Black Creole Talk. In the Crescent City, we live on the inside of good luck, the right sides of blessings. Past front steps and porches, we're a giving thanks and praying town. Contrary to popular opinion, there's more churches than bats. Annually, we count the storms missing us. Laugh and thank you. Laugh and thank you, Lord, for another safe season. And in the middle of smiles, we see each other and wish you all well. Until we chew the fat on the gallery again. Hey, he looks like Uncle Brother. Now he looks like Jesse Hill. Who dat? Mr. Ooh, Poopa do this himself. Aw, they did that dude bad. Buried in Old Holt Cemetery. What? Pottersfield, no lie. Thanks, Capo, Black Creole, for bad luck. Uh-oh, gotta step. Need to find a steamy and fit and rest my rump. Chew some peanuts later. Amen.
What I like about, you feel with her poetry, you're stepping right there. You're right there with the music, the art, the food, the culture. She brings it all in her poetry. It's just beautiful. It's
Yeah.
just beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, does anybody have any closing remarks? Because this is going out to New Orleans, to the people of New Orleans.
I just like to say I'm glad I got Judy in, because she said, oh, I thought it was already over. I was confused about the time. No, girl, get in
I
now.
want to say,
Well, thank you.
I want to
Yes.
say one thing.
It was beautiful, everything here today. What can I say? It was, and that piece I did do is just one of the many genres, but this is the one Kim said, we want this one because we are so much more than what we've been given credit for. And I have experienced these things that I'm sure some of us have had glimpses of in our lives. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I want to say one thing about Tureeda's poem. Tureeda's poem reminds us that there are no limits to who we are and what we're here to do. And actually, all of your poems remind me of that. There's that idea that we're a part of the mystical, the spiritual, the human world. We are so much more than our bodies and who we believe or who we were told we are. That's one of the biggest issues as a person of color. You're continually being told by the public, by the media, this is who you are. And when I hear your voices, it's a reminder, no, we are just like Devorah Major, another poet from this book says, we are the stuff that stars are made of. We are so much more.
Yeah.
And each one of you with your voices showed us that so clearly. Thank you for that gift. Thank you.
Tony, you had your hand up?
I was just going to make really one small observation. So I remember, Lucinda said I went to Dillard. So I remember being in the city, and I would hear sometimes certain people say, I wouldn't give a crippled crab a crutch. And Mona Lisa was the first poet I ever knew. And I knew a bunch of poets, but I actually saw that in her writing. Like she deals with the people. So that's all I was going to say.
Yeah. I was going to say, anyone else? We're getting close to our time. So are you all going to do anything else for Poetry Month? Do you have any more readings? Because we need to shout it out and share it. Are you doing anything next week?
Anyone?
Yes, yes. Painting the Streets, which is an Oakland, Bay Area based anthology of many murals throughout the area, in the Bay Area. And it may be across the country, I'm not sure, but it's a large photo in color, hardcover book. And myself, Tongo Eisen Martin, a number of poets are in this, Sonia Sanchez, Umar bin Hassin, a number of people are in that book that's coming out, that where we're reading next week on the 30th. It's right there at the 30th. So that's happening, that I'll be reading there. And there's something else, but I can't think of it right now. And yes, definitely need information on Blackfire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
All right.
I wanted to say that we're having another Blackfire event, the Daly City Library, and that's May 12th.
Oh, yes, that's May.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's May 12th. And we will be having several each month, because for me, this is like a mission. Poetry changes people. Poetry opens up our hearts. And so we're going to be opening up hearts and minds with words. So this is such a pleasure. And thank you for inviting us, Lucinda, because this is I'm having so much fun. And I'm in awe of everyone reading. I just feel like, wow, they are so beautiful. Thank you.